The Oklahoma City Thunder are done tanking. We saw that last season as the team made the play-in tournament and fought hard to make the playoffs. They won 40 games, a massive improvement from the 24 wins in 2022. They did this despite being the youngest team in the entire league entering last season. It came with the emergence of a superstar in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who averaged 31.4 points per game and made first-team All-NBA. He went from a very good young player to an undisputed top 10 player in the league. The team was already extremely talented, but SGA being this good changes everything for Oklahoma City. Thunder General Manager Sam Presti has done a near-perfect job of drafting, acquiring talent, and stockpiling assets. They have 4 players with seemingly high chances of being all-stars in Shai, who's already made one, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren, as well as a bunch of other very high upside youngsters. This is on top of all the draft picks they've stockpiled and can trade for already established great players. And they're bringing over 29-year-old former Euroleague MVP Vasilije Micic as well. Despite how young this team is overall, they're going to be very good this season, and I feel confident in saying I guarantee they'll make the playoffs even in a stacked Western Conference. Over the past 2 years, we've seen the Grizzlies and Kings skyrocket to top 3 seeds in the conference after missing the playoffs altogether the year prior. I think the Thunder are the next young team to skyrocket up the standings and enter the playoffs with home court advantage, especially considering that SGA is better than anyone on either of those teams. The Oklahoma City Thunder are about to shock the NBA. Now let's take a deeper look at why. Before we get into the extremely talented young team from Oklahoma, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 91% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you've watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. Despite everything I just went over, the Thunder are projected to finish 9th place in the Western Conference according to Vegas. And their win total of 44.5 is just 4 games better than their finish last season, despite adding a Rookie of the Year candidate in Chet Holmgren and likely jumps from Giddey and J-Dub. Honestly, it's just disrespectful. The Thunder are a very good team, and their age isn't going to hold them back. Calling OKC contenders for this season feels a little bit too soon, but I think they'll be a lot like the Cavs, Knicks, or Kings last season. Teams that are very good in the regular season, but many see as a step just below actual contenders. Maybe they're a year away, but going from 24 to 40 to potentially 50 plus wins this season is an insanely impressive progression. I think they're going to shock the league in how good they really are. But that relies on the players, so let's take a look at the impact guys for OKC. When talking about the Thunder, you have to start with reigning first-team All-NBA member Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At just 25 years old, he has emerged as one of the best players in the NBA and is only getting better. Last season, he averaged 31 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals per game. He has a very unorthodox game as well, as he took only 2.5 threes per game last season. His game is very slithery and smooth, as he gets past defenders with ease and finishes near the rim or pulls up in the mid-range. Although people may not like it, he's also elite at drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line, which is just a very proven way to get points. He had a great summer as well, being arguably the best player in the 2023 FIBA World Cup. With Team Canada this summer, he averaged 25 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds per game. He felt unstoppable offensively, and he led Canada to the bronze medal, which is one of the best performances in the country's history. He looks like he can be the best player in a championship team in the NBA, which is very rare. Then we should talk about another guy who played in the 2023 FIBA World Cup. That would be Josh Giddey, who showed out with Team Australia. He looks like a future all-star with Oklahoma City, and it's a major turn for a player who in the lead-up to the 2021 NBA draft had his weakness declared as basketball. But the 20-year-old has become a 6'8" point guard for the Thunder and fills up the box score. Last season, he averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. His efficiency is still a work in progress, but he's clearly worked hard on his shot. He went from 42% from the field and 26% from 3 in his rookie season to 48% and 33% last season. He's becoming a good offensive player, and that's really just the cherry on top for Giddey, who's already a great playmaker and rebounder. He should be even better this season. Then we should talk about Jalen Williams, the one known as J-Dub. After being selected with the 12th overall pick in last year's draft, he finished as the runner-up in Rookie of the Year voting. And there were people out there who thought he deserved to win the award due to how good he was later in the season. In year 1, he averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. Like Shai, he doesn't really have a perimeter-based game and took under 3 3-point attempts per game. His offense is primarily based on cuts and drives, but showed more individual shot creation later in the year. His best month came in March, the last full month of the regular season. He averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals per game in March, while shooting 57% from the field. He's built like an NFL linebacker and also feels like a guy who could be an all-star level player. The team also has one of the top 3 candidates for 2024 Rookie of the Year in 2022 number 2 overall pick Chet Holmgren. After suffering a Lisfranc injury in an open gym in the summer of 2022, he ended up missing all of last season, so he'll enter his second year with the Thunder as a rookie. At 7'1" and 195 pounds when drafted, he was a very unconventional big man, but he could space the floor and protect the rim. He was essentially a shorter version of what Victor Wembanyama was as a prospect this season. He and Wemby should compete for Rookie of the Year this season. Then I want to talk about the 2021 EuroLeague MVP, Vasilije Micic. The 29-year-old is finally going to make his NBA debut after being drafted all the way back in 2014. He has a game reminiscent to that of James Harden, relying on his lethal step-back 3 to score a bunch of points. It'll be interesting to see how he performs against NBA competition, but if he plays anything like he did in Europe, then he'll just make the Thunder that much more dangerous. Micic was also declared the King of Europe by a lot of fans. Lu Dort is one of the best defenders in the NBA and often puts defenders in the torture chamber. Clips of him locking up Kawhi Leonard and other top players across the league have gone viral. I think he'll start again this season, but if Micic is really at his peak, he could steal his starting spot. He's shown the ability to be a shockingly good offensive player as well, averaging 17 points per game in 2022. The team has so many good scorers now, though, that he won't be relied on all that much on the offensive end. I also really like rookie Cason Wallace, who showed out in his Summer League debut and was splashing threes all over the place. He'll be a valuable two-way player for OKC. Ousmane Dieng could be sneakily good in year 2 as well. And the other Jalen Williams will continue to be impactful in the front court and take a lot of charges. In terms of lineup, the starters for the Thunder will likely be Giddey, Shai, Dort, J-Dub, and Holmgren. Then the second unit should be Wallace, Micic, Isaiah Joe, Dieng, and Jay Will. Guys like Trey Mann, Kenrich Williams, and Aaron Wiggins could get minutes as well. So what should we expect from the Thunder in 2024? On the low end, they could finish about 7th or 8th in the East and fight to make the playoffs through the play-in tournament. On the high end, the team could finish as a top 4 seed and enter the playoffs with home court advantage. Then with all the talent they have, they would be a scary team to face in the playoffs. Expect at least one All-Star in SGA, but if they're on the high end, Giddey or J-Dub could make it as well. They'll be one of the most fun teams in the league this season, and I expect them to fly up the standings. Mark Daigneault is a very good head coach as well, and can help the team overachieve their expectations. The OKC Thunder are about to shock the NBA. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.